Hello. Welcome to Sunday. Sunday is my day that I prep for the week, and I prep mostly for my husband. I do work, as I've said, probably every video, 2 jobs. So there are days that I kind of prep ahead or try to get most of the stuff ready so that on the days that I work both jobs, dinner is basically done. Random fact you may not know about me is that actually my husband works 2 jobs as well, 4 to 6 months out of the year. He does lawn care in addition to his day job. So he burns a lot of calories and he gets very tired and hungry by the time he comes home. So I try to make sure that one, he has food to grab and go really quickly in the morning. So I boil eggs, which are cooling off in the kitchen right now. And then he'll usually have some fruit with that or a yogurt. And then the other thing I do is try to make sure he has a lunch that he can grab. And most of the time I try to make it so that it's just something really easy that he can just literally eat anywhere. His job requires him to travel a little bit. So I apologize for this camera angle and the lighting. It's kind of weird. But anyway, so the first thing we're going to do, in addition to, I'm going to go ahead and sit down, maybe you'll see me a little better. So kind of got eye in the sky, but that was the only way you could see my mess. And my mess will all become lots of food. So hint for you, if you're going to do meal prep, kind of get your area what you need. Have a plan. So I do my grocery shopping on a different day. Otherwise, if I do it the same day, I can't get it all done. I just can't. So I have a list for the week. And a lot of times I can buy all the stuff I need for 2 weeks, except for I have found with the lettuce, it doesn't always last really well for 2 weeks. So sometimes I'll just buy one of those a week, but it just kind of depends on how fresh it was when I got it from the store. So I have my list. So I have my breakfast listed out. I have my lunches, what I'm going to make, and I have my dinners. And so when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, of these items, what can I kind of cook ahead of time that's not going to be bad, and what are some things that I can make that night, and what are some things that are just going to be like easy to reheat or just finish later. And so I've got my list here. So Danny actually asked for quite a few salads today. So we're going to do 4 different salads: a steak salad, tuna salad, chicken salad, and a Waldorf salad. We're going to do some kebabs with the ham, turkey, and cheese. Wraps, and I do a keto wrap. My favorite wrap is the microwave 1-minute keto wrap, and you can Google that on YouTube. I'll try to remember to put a link below, but it's amazing. And they also make delicious chips. If you've been missing chips, I actually made them into chips for nachos, and they were super yummy. And then drumsticks. So chicken drumsticks, there are some things that I kind of cook and prep for that I end up having for about a month or longer. One of the things is this thing I'm going to make right now, which is some trail mix. So in addition to prepping him breakfast and lunch, I always try to make sure he has plenty of snacks as well, which turned out really good because apparently last week in his steak salad, I forgot to pack the steak. So it was just salad. But he had meat sticks that I had packed that he has for his snacks. So he was like, it's not a big deal. He's pretty easygoing and forgiving. He knows that I'm really crazy and busy, and so luckily he's nice like that. But we kind of laughed it off. It felt terrible, but he was fine. He survived. But like these chicken drumsticks, he really loves the way I bake drumsticks. So maybe one of these videos I'll do that. I have some currently in the freezer right now, so that for me, and I wrap them in pairs in some Ziploc baggies and put them in the freezer. So all I have to do is grab them out of the freezer and throw them in the bag with whatever side that I plan on feeding him with that chicken at that week. The other thing, like I said, is we're going to make some trail mix today. And I make him 2 different kinds of trail mix. Now the reason Danny does paleo paleo is because he had some health issues that we needed to try to resolve, and we were able to resolve probably, I would say at least 80% of it, maybe up to 90% of the issues he was having, just by switching him to the paleo way of life. You know, we cut out grains, we cut out all sugar. He still does have honey and maple syrup, like whole actual maple syrup and whole organic honey. And like I said, we did cut out all the grains, and I just started making his food. So because it was the inflammation that we were trying to reduce, you'll notice a lot of the things that I make him and the seasonings that I use for him are anti-inflammatory seasonings and anti-inflammatory nuts. So you will notice that on the table I don't have any almonds. I do use the walnuts, which can be a little inflammatory, but they're super high in fat and they're really good for brain power. And he, you know, I feel like he kind of needs that for keeping up with what he needs to do. So I do throw those in there. I just think that the good outweighs the bad with the walnuts. He probably prefers the taste of the almonds, to be honest. But yeah, just comparing the good and the bad and the ugly, I'm okay with giving him a little bit of walnuts. But the rest of his nuts and items are all going to be anti-inflammatory. So we've got some pumpkin seed, some cashews, macadamias, and you'll kind of notice that most of the time if you're looking at an anti-inflammatory, you can kind of tell if it's anti-inflammatory because it usually won't have the skin, you know, like an almond does. Like an almond and a walnut kind of has a skin. That's why I said there's a little bit of inflammation there. So that's kind of a good guide if you want to look at, you know, which some websites are like, oh, all nuts are anti-inflammatory, and that's not necessarily true. The skin on an almond can be pretty inflammatory, especially if you're already having those issues. And then we're going to use some different seasonings. He has the sweet trail mix still at work, is what he said, but he's run out of his spicy one. So even though it's spicy, I still use cinnamon. We'll put a little bit of clove on it, very little because that's very strong flavor. A little bit of black pepper. Salt, of course. I put a little bit of light salt for the potassium. And then, of course, turmeric, which turmeric has a lot of great anti-inflammatory. And we just are going to pour that on there. And it is absolutely delicious. So we'll go ahead and get started making this delicious trail mix. I'm excited to see. I went ahead and ate like right before this, right before I started gathering up the ingredients, because my dog's gonna eat the macadamia now. Because usually when I meal prep, I will say this is one of those things where I tend to, you know, throw food in as I go, but I'm really full. And I do have my coffee over there to kind of help give me that extra boost. So I'm hoping I can not go crazy today. Especially like when I'm cutting up cheese, because I love cheese so much, right? And I usually do kind of off my finger. Usually do 2 cups. 2 cups of macadamia nuts. And I have my oven preheating to 425. Just so you know. 2 spot here. The whole not tracking thing has been going really well. I did gain a little bit of weight today, and I haven't tested my ketone levels. The weekend was really hard because normally I test after my 2 hours after I eat breakfast. So when you guys see those numbers, that's not my morning glucose. The reason I don't do my morning glucose is because my morning glucose is super low and it freaks me out. But that's normal with keto to have really low. Like, we're talking, my morning glucose is usually in the 60s. And just because of all the stuff I've learned at the hospital, it just kind of freaks me out that it's below 70. As soon as I go on my walk, it goes up, which is why I don't like just test after in the morning either, because after you exercise, even though I don't really count it as exercise that much, it does go up a little bit and your ketone levels go down a little bit because of that. So it's just something to kind of be aware of. So you kind of got to find that good time for you. So it is in the morning, but on the weekends, because I work until midnight and sometimes a little later, and Friday, that means I start my day like 5:30, 6 o'clock Friday morning, sometimes earlier, and then end it at 12:30 at night when I get home, Saturday morning, I guess. It's a really long day and I'm really tired, and I don't usually wake up as early, so then it kind of pushes everything off, and so it's going to change and impact not only your blood sugar levels, but your ketone levels, right? I still haven't tested below ketosis though. I think the lowest one was yesterday at 0.5. But again, I didn't test until I think like 12:45 or 1 p.m. yesterday, because I had a whole bunch of errands to do in the morning, and I woke up kind of later, and so it was like 9 o'clock before I even really got out of bed and started moving around, and it was a mess. So anyway, I forgot to grab the peanuts. I have to get all these, so I have all these baggies and things for storage for him. And we're going to do 2 cups of peanuts, because again, he is not keto, he's paleo, and he does not have any food issues. Well, at least not with, that we're going to talk about. No, I'm just kidding. He does fine. We're going to get that all mixed up. So it's a pretty good little pile of food here. And once we get our pile, see, this to me just looks like heaven. I could literally just grab this and eat it up. Okay, so you can tell I'm really technical on my measurements here. So this is called the sprinkle. So we're going to use some potassium. And I do a really good amount of sea salt, because he's outside doing that lawn care, he's sweating like crazy. He really needs that sodium. And I don't know if you realize that black pepper is anti-inflammatory. I didn't actually know that until just a couple months ago, how many health benefits there actually are to just plain black pepper. And if you grind a spice, it's gonna be more potent. All right, this is the clove, so I'm gonna be really light touched with that, because a little bit of clove goes a whole long way. It smells so good though. And we're gonna do some cinnamon. Again, not too heavy, because I want this to be a savory taste, not a sweet taste. And then we're gonna do a pretty good amount of turmeric. And I'm not going to mix it up right now, because it's going to go into the oven for a couple of minutes. I'll cook it for about 5 minutes, and then I'll stir it, because then the oils are starting to get released anyway, and it'll actually start to stick better. So let me go ahead and throw this into the oven so we can get a nice roasty, toasty trail mix for my hubby. Alrighty. So now that we got all of that cooking, I'll show you a couple other things that I like to get him on hand. I get these at Walmart. These are they're just Max. So they're little, like, kind of like chip variety pack bags. And then he does have a Keurig at work. I don't believe in Keurigs. I think they're dumb. But he likes his. So maybe I'll do a video about why I think Keurigs are dumb. Probably not. It's fine. If you like your Keurig, good for you. I just have a plain old-fashioned coffee pot. I'd really like to learn how to use a French press, to be honest. But anyway. So then the rest of the day, what I will do is I'm going to make some, I have my recipes, any recipes that I'm going to use this week are I pulled out already. So I'm going to make a couple different bready type things for him and my son. They'll eat. One of their favorite things is this paleo chocolate banana muffins. I'll link that below. This is their favorite recipe. So I do use dark chocolate chips. So they do have some sugar, and I don't. Once I make these, I actually put them in the freezer and pull them out just like 1 or 2 out at a time for them, so they're not eating gobs of them. That's about the only sugar my husband has. My son still has some sugar once in a while, but these are sweetened with honey. And then this banana bread is also really good. We made it as a bread last time, but I was actually thinking today of making it into muffins. And it's pretty yummy. Again, it's a paleo banana bread, which calls for just the banana as the sweetener. It's got 1/4 cup of honey, but it has, you can do stevia instead or monk fruit or whatever. I think I did do honey last time, but you could ketofy this one probably easier than the banana muffins, just because, you know, you could use yogurt probably for the banana and then use banana extract. But anyway, this is all the stuff. But we've got, he does apples because again he's paleo, not keto. So I get these little peanut butter cups to go. These are natural, so this is just unsweetened peanut butter for him. And he really likes that. It's like a treat, honestly, because as you guys know, when you don't have sugar anymore, you have nut butters. They're always super, super sweet. And we've got some string cheese and some celery. I'm also going to make some ranch. I like the Wholesome Yums ranch dressing recipe the best, and it's really easy to make. There you go. That is what I'm going to do. I will also talk about this for his steak salad. I'm going to make, I always give him a balsamic vinaigrette. So I mix this balsamic vinaigrette with some olive oil in the baggie and mix that all up, and then he takes it to work and pours it on his salad when he's ready. And that, it'll all be stored in the fridge. Usually I use the like gallon size, I don't know that I pulled them out yet, gallon size bags, and he can just grab and go. But anyway, I think that's about it for that. I think I talked about my update. I haven't checked my ketones today. I think I mentioned I was up 1/4 pound, which actually is pretty common for me to go up weight on the weekends. I do tend to retain more water, like my hands will feel puffier just because I'm on my feet for so much. Like Friday I'm on my feet for a long time, and then Saturday I'm always running around shopping and then going to work again. So I sleep very, very little on Friday and Saturday night. So I tend to put on a little bit of weight on the weekend and then it kind of falls off. But since I started, I'm down, what am I down? I'm still down like 1.5 pounds or something since I started the not tracking thing, which is good. I think that's a win. Again, I apologize for this camera angle. But alright guys, well, Ooh, looks like our nuts are ready for me to go in there and mix. And I am super shiny. Woo! All right. Oh, we want to see Winnie. She got a haircut yesterday. Winnie! Winnie, say hi! Look at that face. Oh, hold on. We gotta... Winnie! Say hi to the people. Say hi. You want to say hi? She's like, what? What's going on? Winnie. Winnie, up. Up, reach. 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 Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Paw. Paw. Oh, that's good. You want a treat? Do you want a treat? Yeah? Alright, let's get you a treat. Alright, guys. See you later.